Welcome to AVIOS Israel meeting. I'm Nava Shaked, and I'm a member of the board of AVIOS and also the chairperson of AVIOS Israel. This is the 8th conference session since the establishment of the local chapter 10 years ago, September 2005. So in fact, today is our 10th anniversary. It is my honor to celebrate this event with you in HIT, my academic home, and to thank HIT for hosting this meeting and enabling us to create yet another brainstorm of ideas and fun. Special thanks to Professor Yakobov, the President, and Dr. Ben Ezra, the Dean of Engineering, who opened their minds to the activities of AVIOS. AVIOS is the Applied Input-Output Voice Association, Society, and the ideas of bringing both academics and industry under the same roof to understand the needs, the roadmap, the development of language processing, human-machine interaction, and speech industry. I also want to thank the wonderful people of the marketing department who creatively and tastefully, as you will see, organized this celebration. And we will start with a little timeline. So I will start actually with a greeting from the President of AVIOS, Dr. Bill Schultz, and a few words that he sent us.
Good day to everyone, and welcome to the 10th anniversary celebration. My name is Bill Schultz. I'm the President of AVIOS, and I wanted to give you all a little background on how we all got to where we are today. AVIOS was actually created 34 years ago, its primary mission being to try to bring together all the different individuals involved in the speech technology profession. Specifically, we sought to try to bring together the academics, the people who had done research and new development, and the industries, the people that were actually creating and publishing the various speech applications. One of the most important techniques that we developed for bringing people together were the local chapter meetings. We encouraged individuals in various parts of the country and in various parts of the world to organize various groups that would get together at some periodic time, once a year, once a month, even multiple times a month, and bring together people from all the different communities that happen to live in that particular locale and have them talk and share their beliefs and understandings of the speech technology field. Nava Shaked agreed to organize the organization here in Israel way back in 2005, and that organization has grown to be one of the largest local chapter groups in all of AVIOS. It's now survived 10 years, and I just want to congratulate Nava and all the people in this room right now on having contributed their time and effort in order to make this event the success that it is.
So the Applied Voice Input-Output Society, as Dr. Schultz said, is a non-profit private foundation that was founded in '81, and really it's a home for both academics and industry to share their ideas, to teach one another, to share tools, to share platforms. And to do that, we actually have several activities that I encourage you to participate in. First of all, there is an yearly conference called Mobile Voice, East Coast. This year it's in May. And it's a very interesting conference which brings really state-of-the-art lectures about what's going on in the area. The other thing is this, in this conference, we hold every year student contest that students can send their that develop application, and I really would like students from Israel to start participating in this contest, and it's really nice. There are prizes, and you can fly to the States. It's really nice. We also write articles in one of the leading journals, and actually my article was published in August about things that we do, and I actually wrote about a project creating speech database that we just did here in the science faculty with students of HIT. And the internet site www.avios.org is full of information, resources, presentation, tools, and so forth. And so I encourage you to look at it. So in Israel, actually, we try to form a mission statement which fits the atmosphere of Israel. And one of the things we wanted to encourage people is to share knowledge. And we have small communities, and once they meet, there are a lot of, everybody knows everybody, and it's really nice to see what is being done and how we can collaborate in order to leverage on it. And the other thing is that, and I will show you that since the establishment of AVIOS in 2005, each year we brought very, very interesting and leading professionals from the international community who came to Israel and actually were astonished to see what we are doing here in our little startup nation. And so it's really not only bringing information in, but also sharing things with the international community. And we would like to really to facilitate the discussion of human-machine interaction in different disciplines, not only computer science or engineering, but also designs. And we have design and other faculties that really have a hand in projects like that. I'm happy to see also in the audience students, and maybe this is a nice addition because they are the future, and I'm happy to see a lot of my students, so thank you for coming. And I want to tell you so I wrote some words I will say them. So for some of you, this is the first encounter with AVIOS and with other activities, with our activities. Some are devoted followers who come to all the meetings for many years. AVIOS has activities all around the US, but Israel is in fact the largest activity center out of this territory. So what he says is really true. It has been our mission to create activities customized to Israeli audience. And so I would like to take you on a short journey and to tell you in a few minutes what have been done. So this is actually the first poster. I was looking for it. I was going over my stuff to look for a memorabilia, and this is the actual poster we had inviting you. I will even read it in Hebrew. בתחילת 2005 הוכרז רשמית על הנציגות הראשונה של AVIOS מחוץ לתחומי ארצות הברית, AVIOS Israel. And in this conference we only had Israeli companies. This was the first one. 2005 was a major year for speech community. International companies came to Israel and purchased several startups, and it was actually a celebration, and companies started to be built. And in AVIOS 2006, we actually had our first international guest, Dr. Christian Juga from Voice Object, a company that was very large at the time, and we talked about facing the customer needs. And the nice thing about the AVIOS sessions that we always had like 60% from the industry and 40% from the academy, and it was always a fusion, which was really nice. So that was as you can see, Gan Oronim, whoever used to be. In 2007, we invited the leading researcher and consultant in speech biometrics, Dr. Judy Markowitz. And she is an asset to the field, and it was our honor, and for me also, to bring her for the first time in her life to Israel. Obviously was an achievement, a professional and a Zionistic achievement, and she really lectured us and educated us with speech biometric. It was a celebration. You can see some Israeli companies like Per Se that was sold to Nuance, and other companies, NSC and so forth, Cellmax. So we really had and we had like 200 attendees at that conference. 2008 was led by guests from IBM, Dr. David Nachamu and Dr. Sarah Bastan, who is here with us. Dr. David Nachamu led the speech group in IBM, the research and development, a very known and leading figure. And it was really, again, an honor to have these people here, in addition to people from the industry abroad, from companies like Nuance, who is the leader in speech, and Genesis, who is the leader in communication infrastructure. And that was, again, and I can show you this is the article. We have coverage. This is the article that was then covering the event with David Nachamu. And just want to show you this. This is Gadi Gilon. He used to be the IT manager of Partner, and he talked about them using speech analytics in order to detect people who want to leave Partner, so they can look in the conversation for the words, keyword spotting, words that indicate that someone is unhappy and want to leave them. And he talked about the success, and it was really a great review of speech technology and how it is helping us and how it is helping the market achieve a better service. In 2009, we had Dr. David Thompson from Spinvox, and we talked about, we already talked about some cellular application that started to grow, the area started to grow, and implementation in medical and in medical application, which was starting at the time. We talked about user interface. We talked about voice user interface, and again, it was a nice celebration. 2001, major event. Dr. Mike Cohen, the head of the speech group in Google, came to visit, another Zionistic achievement, and he talked about how Google is preparing to use all this data that they are collecting in order to deduce and create rules about how people use language, how people search in speech, and how Google is preparing for the next era of analyzing speech data for their own application, for machine translation, for example, and so forth. And then we had two workshops by Dr. Sarah Bassan and Dr. Matt Yachik from the AVIOS board that came and lectured and educated the people. So what I want to say is that really I have the support and the contribution of the board on this effort. 2012, James Larson, a leading persona in everything that has to do with standards, with the standards of how to design speech applications and regulations. So he came and gave a very nice talk. And we started again with workshop that we gave at the time, both of us, of the voice user interface. So this is where we are, this is where we stand now, 10 years later, and very proud to have survived all the changes and all the purchases and everything. And today we are installed for a very nice afternoon and celebration, with ending with a cocktail. And we will have 3 speakers. The first one is Dr. Sarah Bassan. I will introduce in a second. Dr. Ute Winter from General Motors, and Shai Nissim. And I think what you will see here is a perfect example of how industry is using research technologies in order to advance the needs of the market, to address the different population, the different users, and how we create human-machine interaction of the next level on really edge technologies. So without further ado, our first speaker is a distinguished member of the AVIOS board and a long friend of mine who is visiting AVIOS Israel for the 3rd time. She has been many years in R&D speech group of IBM and recently joined Google as accessibility evangelist of the whole organization. I welcome Dr. Sarah Bassan.
you.